Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jordy and welcome back to another video talking about Need for Speed. If you haven't heard about the current situation, you must have been living under a rock. Criterion Games have been named as the new developers of Need for Speed, replacing Ghost Games. But I finally got some good news to bring to you guys. Obviously, we're going to be reading the article by www.thenobheads.com. You guys can't see that. Once again, let me just do that. Look at that. EA. Need for Speed is in safe hands with Criterion. Ghost to continue NFS Heat updates. How sick is that? How sick does that sound, people? I am so glad that they're going to be allowed to continue these updates. So without further ado, let's get right into this article. But before we do, I want to thank you guys so much for the support in the last two videos talking about this topic. It means a lot, and obviously I'm going to continue to do Need for Speed content forever, hopefully, but whatever. So let's get into this. With the news of Criterion Games taking over the mantle of Need for Speed development next generation, many have been concerned on what this might mean for the franchise and the legacy Ghost defined over the last generation. However, EA has assured us it's in safe hands of going forward with Criterion. During a tweet conversation with Black Panther earlier today, EA Global Community Lead and former Need for Speed Community Manager Ben Walke assured fans that the franchise is in safe hands with Criterion and will continue to remain as the Need for Speed we know it today. Walke further mentioned that he has already held multiple meetings with the Criterion team, detailing what the community thinks of Heat and various aspects of the franchise. Walke stated that Criterion are well aware and actively listening to what the fans want, praising Criterion as one of the most player-focused studios he's ever worked with. So that does sound pretty good. I think I'm going to trust Ben Walke. Ben Walke has been the community manager since 2015, really. So I think if he says Criterion is in... If they say Need for Speed's in safe hands with Criterion, I think we should listen to him. I think we should give him a little bit of trust. Obviously, this gives people a lot more reassurance that, you know, we're not going to get Most Wanted 2012 again. Especially how they say it's one of the most player-focused studios. We've got to quote this if something does go wrong in the future, like Most Wanted 2012 Part 2. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully everything that I'm reading out of this article is the truth, and you know. As for the future of Need for Speed Heat, now this is what we want to know. Walke stated that updates are still being planned for the game and will not change as Ghost Games downsizes into a support studio. However, we're unsure if this means Ghost will remain active for a few months before most of the staff transition into Criterion and other EA studios, or that updates will continue under Criterion instead. As for the staff at Ghost, while most seem unsure currently, it seems if Ghost's lead vehicle director, Bryn Alban, will be transitioning to the UK to work at Criterion. Posted via his Instagram story, he shared an image outside the main Ghost Game studio in Gothenburg teasing one chapter closes, another begins. As for the staff at Ghost, while most seem unsure currently, it seems if Ghost's lead vehicle director Bryn Alban will be transitioning to the UK to work at Criterion. That sounds pretty good, honestly. If that's the lead vehicle director, and hopefully there's other people like that. Obviously I'm going to quote that, talking about that. You know, posting one chapter closes, another begins. Hopefully that's a good chapter. And hopefully he's not the only one from Ghost moving over to Criterion. We want as much of Ghost moving over as possible, because that means not much is going to change. We're just going to get a better game, which would be absolutely amazing. While there's still a lot of unanswered questions just yet, it's comforting to have Ben reassure the Need for Speed community to have faith in Criterion for future titles, and that Need for Speed Heat isn't completely dead just yet. Don't let us down, Criterion. Whew. And that's the end of that article. So, what do I think of this situation? Pretty much, it's really, really nice to have a bit more reassurance that Criterion are listening and Criterion are focusing on us But for the near future, the good news is that Ghost Games are going to continue to update Need for Speed Heat. Like, it's actually been confirmed now. We are going to get updates for this fucking game. Thank the bloody Lord. Or whatever is up there, that we're going to continue to get updates for this game. That is just simply incredible. I love that. Because I was really worried. I mean, we were worried about the future of the franchise anyway, but more so about the future of this specific game. Because if they were, you know, going to give up on this game right away, that would mean a year and a half with nothing really, just the old Need for Speed games, you know, 2015 Payback, and this with no updates. This game would have literally died by the end of March. Now we haven't got any dates as to when we're gonna get the update. Hopefully it's this month. If not, it has to be next month. If there is no update by the end of next month, it's dead. I'm just gonna go out and say that right now. After March, and there's nothing, the game is dead. Like, I think the last of the players would have left by then. I would have finished my usual content, like all the content that I have planned. Like, after that, I'm gonna have to like come up with whole new ideas and everything, because I'm already reaching the end of my list, honestly. Look, I'll bring my list up right now, and I will prove it to y'all that I'm literally coming to the end. If I go on my notes, NFS Heat video ideas. Look at all the ticks. Jesus Christ, I need to turn the brightness down again. Look at all the ticks on those. Like, you can see the ticks everywhere on it right now. Is it not focusing on it? Yeah, there it is. Focusing on it now. Look at that. Ticks all over. Basically, all I have now is the car builds. If that will come up. There you go. And I'm almost reaching, like, after I've done all those, and those won't take very long. After I've done all those, I'm pretty much done with the game. There's obviously, as you saw from those notes, there's specific cars that I want to build in this game, specific cars that I want to do videos on. After that, all I can pretty much do is challenge videos from then on. And if I can't do those challenges, then the content is fucking dead, isn't it? Like, I'm not going to be able to do anything. I need this game to last me until at least July, which is when we're going to play Need for Speed Payback. Obviously, while we're playing Payback, I'm probably still going to do content here and there on Heat. Well, not until after the Payback playthrough, obviously, but after the Payback playthrough, me and TJ are going to go online and stuff like that, you know, with the usual live streams and stuff like that. It should be pretty cool, honestly. But eventually, we're going to return to Heat. Like, we're going to return to 2015 in November, but after that, like, eventually, we're going to come back to this game, and we're going to want it to last us pretty much until the next, you know? So, for that to happen, we're going to need updates. So, when those updates are coming, I don't know, but they need to be soon. They need to be in the next month and a half. They have to be. That's all you've got, guys. You ain't got much time. And car packs, they ain't gonna cut it. They're just not. If you're just gonna give us cars, it ain't gonna cut it. You know, this is the last game you're working on until Criterion take over, or at the very least until you move on. And I'm talking to the employees now. Until like you guys move on to Criterion, you want Ghost to have, you know, one last hurrah, don't you? Then make these updates good. Don't just release car packs. We need story DLC. We need PvP. Of all things, we need proper PvP, speed lists, whatever. You know, something to keep this game alive, and not just the normal old speed lists neither. There needs to be something new. You know. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this episode, this video of Need for Speed. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And, yeah. I guess we'll have to see. We'll really have to see what happens, you know? So, the ball's in your court, Ghost. Peace.